You could do it? No. It makes more sense to tell you what I... Oh, hi there. Welcome to my channel. This is Witch, but by the way, it's Daisy. And today we're gonna talk about how to take care of your animal friends as a witch or practitioner. So before we do that, I would like to talk about those babies. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of self-promo for my Etsy shop. So I made those incense burners, I think they're called in English. And I can take commissions too. I'm gonna make some others in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Yeah, stay tuned for those. I also have like some prints that are... I have some prints available. I'm planning on obviously like making more and some better ones, because like the first ones, I agree, they're not great, but I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna make some new ones, possibly some fall themed ones, and hopefully sometimes in the future there's gonna be stickers and pins, but that's a project I'm currently developing. Except I'm currently at school, so all of my projects are a bit like left aside. But yeah, if you want an incense burner, like, I have some. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that in the description so that you can check it out if you want to. I would really appreciate it. That would help support me. Okay, so the first thing I wanna address in this video is that pets are not familiars. There's a whole lot of resources and discussions about familiars. I'm not going to dive into it because this is not what this video is about. But just remember, your pets are not your familiars. Your pets are whole entire beings, live beings, but they're pets. They're just animals. So you want to treat them as whole beings with their whole complicated system of like functioning. Like obviously you can't expect of your pets to behave like a human. You can't expect them to show things as a human would. And you can't put on them human expectations as to not just behavior, but like what they give you, you know? Yeah, you just can't expect from a pet, from an animal, to behave and react like a human. You're gonna have to learn yourself to like understand and work around your pet's behaviors and create communication between you two. You have to work with how your animal is working, how it's made, and how it comprehends things. You can't perform witchcraft without having an understanding of your surroundings, of how the world works, of how nature, the universe, everything works. So the same works for your pets. You can't do anything witchy with them without understanding how they work. All I'm saying is learn to know and respect your animal before anything. Learn all the mundane stuff before you start trying to do witchy stuff, okay? Thank you. And I'm not just saying this like for ethics. Well, I guess it's ethics. I'm saying this for your animal's well-being, because you can harm them really easily. So what I'm gonna talk about today is applicable, which I think is a word in English, can be applied. Applicable, that's the word. Can be applied to any animal or pet that you own. Like it doesn't have to be the prototypical like cat or dog, even though I have a cat. Very cute one. So yeah, one of the rules I would say about working with your animal while respecting it and respecting its well-being is to not do any other workings with them that is not cleansing, protecting, or health related. Your animal has their own energy field, their own energy management, which is different from yours. And you don't wanna like just use it for your own, because you're not giving anything back, and even if you have, those two energies are most likely incompatible. Like you're two different species with two different ways of being made, of working. Especially if you're a beginner, don't do anything with your pet that isn't cleansing, protecting, or healing it. Now you can use your pet's like byproducts. Like you can use what your pet is gonna give you in your craft, like for example fur, clothes. You know, when you trim the clothes, you know what I mean. So fur, clothes, snake skin, stuff like that, stuff that you naturally get from them, or that at least you get without harming them. Those you can use in your craft, obviously, without having to link them directly to your animal. But you don't want to mess with their energy fields, because you don't know how they're gonna react. You don't know how it's gonna affect them. And that could potentially harm them. That goes back to knowing and respecting your animal. But simple ways to cleanse your animal is to groom them. And it's a great way to cleanse and protect them at the same time, especially since it's like physical care. You're physically cleaning and protecting them if you're grooming them, because like for a cat, grooming them is a way to prevent them from swallowing too much fur. So it's protection in a way. So that's a way to do it. You know, you just groom them, you clean them, like you wash them if that's something you can do without harming them. And you know, like especially if it's a furry animal, especially if it's an animal that has fur, the fur is gonna attract dust and, you know, like keep it. And the same as it will attract fur, it's gonna attract energies. And animals are very well known for having high sensitivity to energies. So you wanna cleanse them regularly so that they are not overwhelmed. Of course, you don't want to like get rid of all their energy fields. You just want to get rid of all that is not theirs. You want to make sure they're clean and just them. And that's also something that's really important if you're really in a negative headspace and you rely on your pet a lot, because then you're projecting on them a lot of negativity, which can reflect on them too. Another way that I like to do for cleansing is by cleaning the litter. So it's probably not something you're gonna be able to do if you have a dog. But if you have a cat or another animal, like rodents or stuff that have litters, what you can do is cleaning in counterclockwise motion, so that you banish energies from it, because obviously, you know, it's dirty, it's stealthy, like this. That's stupid to say, but like, you know, it's poop and pee, so it's stinky. It's not great. It's great for the environment because balance, but you know. And as this litter is dirty, it's also charged in a way. It's filled with energies. Because literally, as their body, like yours, evacuates the the food and nutrients they don't need or that they have already processed, well, they're gonna do the same with the energy. So like the energy they're gonna evacuate is gonna be old and all that kind of thing, you know. Just, I mean, you can see how it's gonna relate to the litter content. So you're gonna clean it in a counterclockwise motion to banish all those energies as you remove them, and then you're gonna place the litter back in clockwise to promote protection, to promote relaxation. Sometimes you can wanna do that too, and even cleansing. Like, I enchant my cat's litter as being extra cleansing than it naturally is, so that when she gets in there and she does her thing, she doesn't just like give out the bodies, like the physical old things she doesn't need anymore, but also the energies, just to be sure that it's done. Another way you can like step up that litter game is to use natural litter, so natural fibers such as wood or stuff like that, because those are already gonna have some protective properties and probably cleansing properties too. For example, most cat litters, or actually most litters using wood, are made out of cedar or pine, which are highly protective and cleansing, especially cleansing. So that's another protection for your cat and also for your pet. What I mean is that natural fibers and natural fibers or whatever, just natural stuff in your litter is already holding some great cleansing and protecting components, properties that are gonna help your pet. And you can use the ingredients from the food you're getting them for those properties too. Maybe not cleansing, although you can enchant the water as being cleansing, but you don't want to over cleanse your pet either, okay? Like, as I said, respect their natural energy field, but as well as protecting, like, for some, like, a lot of really good, or at least legit, decent foods for pets have some sort of herbs in there and veggies, and you can use those to bring up some properties that you want to bring to your pet, like protection or like relaxation if they're stressed or stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways that you can enchant their belongings and their stuff for cleansing and protecting, like their beds, their toys. I made a toy for my cats, like just a simple fish toy that I made, and I enchanted it so that each time she interacts with it, it leaks some protecting, I can't talk today, so that each time she interacts with it, it's gonna leak some protecting properties onto her so that she stays protected. Oh, mon bébé d'amour. Non. Je suis so cute. And another way to do that, which you might... And another way to do that is to mention their colors. And especially if they're, you know, those colors for those colors to prevent insects and bugs from like bugging them, like for the ticks and all that. Ticks, what the fuck? A tick for bugs, just to prevent bugs and insects like going on them. You can mention them for protection too, because that's literally their goal, to protect your animal from pests. Their goal is literally to protect your animal from pests. So you might as well enchant it for, well, more protection. Le chat, c'est le chat. Oui, c'est le chat. Anyway. I know those can seem kind of mundane, and you're probably like, okay, but like, where are the spells? Like, you're probably like, tell me which spells I can make to protect my pet, rather than just tell me to clean the litter. But making sure... Non, mais qu'est-ce que tu fais? Non. Taking care of their well-being is the first and better way to ever protect them. Again, as in everything, mundane before witchcraft or witchy. Mundane before spiritual. You get it. Mundane first. And while you do the mundane, you might as well, you know, pair it with the spiritual, with the witchiness. Because why not? Why not gain time by doing it like that? Of course, I'm not saying you shouldn't do spells. I'm saying you should know, well, what to do other than the spells. Because if you make a spell so that your animal stays healthy, but you don't ensure in the mundane that your animal is healthy, well, it's gonna be counterproductive, you know? So you might as well just pair both. Make it mundanely well and witchy as well. Does that make sense? I think I'm losing myself. I'm being distracted. Oui, le chat. Oui, c'est le chat. Oui, c'est le chat. Oh, oui, c'est le chat. Oh oui, c'est le chat. And, you know, I think to enchant their accessories, their belongings, is the best way to make spells for them anyways, because they're gonna directly interact with them, and as they do, then the energy of the spell is gonna get released and do what it has to do. Yes, you can obviously make spells like charm bags or, you know, candle spells, or however you want to make it for your pet. You can do it, and you can use tag locks of your pets to link the spell to them. It's totally doable. I'm just telling you things in the spectrum of my practice and how I do it, and how I do my whole practice most of the time is to match the mundane and the witchy and the spiritual, to match the mundane and the spiritual, so that I gain time and I don't waste energy doing things separately when I could do them together. She loves this plant, I don't know why. It's really because it's like, you know, it moves around a lot. Up. That's a bad idea. Okay, so I'm obviously telling you things first how I do it, rather than how most would do it or how you could do it. No. It makes more sense to tell you what I do than to tell you things I have never tried, you know? So, that's how I do it, but there are as many ways as you can do it as there are practitioners. So just experiment, have fun, make sure you're not harming in any ways your pet. And yeah, like for example, I purchased this baby. It's so cute, look at that. Can you see that? Yes. So, just it's a cat-shaped candle that is handmade by an Etsy seller that I'm gonna link to. Not that it's sponsored of anything, but I'm showing you their product, I might as well link them. And it's so cute and I have many of them. And so yeah, I purchased that one to be like to make a protection spell for my cat, which I still haven't done, but I have the candle for it. And I plan on making cat-shaped candles when I can find and afford a mold someday. But that's another way you can do it. Find an object in the shape of your animal, like a statuette, a sculpture, a candle, whatever it is, and make it an effigy, I guess. I hope that word exists in English. Yeah, just link it to your pet and do the workings on that, and use that to be protecting. There are an infinite amount of ways of how you can do workings for your pets. There are prayers, there are like charm bags, there are candle spells. Just, I can't even name all that there is. Now, another disclaimer, especially about the prayers. I've seen online a lot of blessings and prayers and just all this type of things, like calling Bast, the deity Bast, especially into your crafts. I think I've seen some with Freya too. Like basically the concept is calling a deity, like asking for the help to protect or bless your pet, which sounds like a good idea, right? But it is not that good of an idea. Unless you're already working with those deities or with deities from their pantheons, unless you have some experience already with deity work, and unless you've done extensive amounts of research on said deity you're gonna call, don't do it. So like, if you call a deity on them and something goes wrong, what do? Right? Like, you're gonna go through a lot of trouble when you don't even need to call a deity to protect your pet anyways. Sure, it's cool, it's an external, like an additional amount of help, but you don't need it. And your pet probably didn't ask for it. And you know, that's something really important to consider. Would your pet want to suffer this energy in the first place? I bet they wouldn't. I bet they just want to be left alone and live their lives and have cuddles and good food and good litter and just don't mess with their energies by linking someone else's or something else's energy to them. Some deities, like, they will do it, they won't cause you any problem, any issues, but the issues might come from you, actually. Like, they won't do it for free, first of all, and they won't... Just do your research, make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you know how to undo it. Je te jure que si tu grattais cette porte... Ah bah oui, bah je suis occupée en même temps. Bon, bref. Okay, so I am almost done on that. Yeah, I don't think I have much, except I talked about cleansing, and I know that a lot of you are gonna think cleansing and or immediately think herb bundle or incense. And please, for all that is good in this world, don't light incense or an herb bundle near your pets. Whatever the pet is, they're gonna be sensitive to the smoke, and especially to the possible chemicals that are going. So smoke is out of the picture. You don't want that near your pets, no matter what they are. Even if they're insects and you think like they don't have the same reactions, like, insects are extremely sensitive to smoke. Insects and bugs. I don't know what the difference is, but there is one, but I don't know which one it is. But anyways, whatever the pet you have, don't use smoke around them. Even if it's not directly for them, just don't. And do your research about what is gonna be potentially harmful about them and what is gonna be good for them. And it's gonna differ on each species, and sometimes it can even differ on the race inside the species. Like, before you try using herbs or essential oils with them, check with your vet. Yeah, check with your vet that it's gonna be safe. Ah bah hey, je t'ai ouvert une porte. Hein. Okay, I think I'm done. Like, I don't see what else I could say. I would like to give you more ideas, but this craft is your own, and whatever I'm gonna say isn't gonna influence like how well you're gonna like something. Sorry, that's a cat scratching on the door. I mean, on my roommate's door. Yeah, whatever I'm gonna talk about, whatever I'm gonna like present or propose, it's not gonna change the fact whether it's good, I mean not good, but like whether it's fit for you or not. I could tell you like 100 ways to make a spell, I mean to like make a protection spell for your cat, for example, but it might still not be the way you're gonna do it or the way that's gonna work for you. That's something you're gonna have to figure out on your own through research, through experiments, and through development with the experiments, which I guess doesn't need to be said, but like, you're gonna have to research how others do it, and you're gonna have to compare it to how you make your craft, how you practice generally. And what you're gonna do in the end is gonna be a mix of those. It's gonna be a mix of how you actually practice, how you've seen others do this specific thing, and that's how you're gonna start to experiment, making things your own way and trying to see if it works, if you like it or not. I know there are some books about magical pet care or magic with pets. I've seen some. I didn't read them. You can if you want. Any read is good read because it brings insight. And even if it's a bad book, at least now you know why it's bad, and you know what is bad about it, which I guess is the same thing. Anyways, what I'm saying is there are books about this subject. I haven't read them. I'm not gonna read them anywhere in the near future because I have other things to read, and also I'm at university, so yeah, I'm not gonna have much time to read anything else. That being said, have fun. Like, go and see what's up in the world, how others do it, and I'm sure that nobody is gonna do it the same way as I do. Which is great about the era we're in. You can just have one click and you can see millions of how people do that, do the same thing, but not the same way. I'm losing myself. Anyways, just remember to know and respect your animal at all times. Remember to double check that everything you're gonna do is not gonna be harmful to them. And remember that they are all entire individual beings with their own needs, desires, thoughts, ways of communication, and energy fields. I know I talked about health, about performing health spells for your animal, but I'm not gonna talk about it here, simply because I have no examples and I can't share my experience on it. I'm just saying that if your pet has bad healthcare, after having been gone through the vet, you can use witchcraft as a way to enhance the treatment, to enhance their recovery. Enhance, don't make it happen. Yeah, just look at how you take care of your animal on the mundane side, and look how you can make that magical. I think it's gonna be the easiest way for you and the most energy saving one too, without being the least powerful. Because I think making small steps throughout the days is, well, in the end it's more productive than making a big jump, you know? And also, the simpler your spell is, the easier it's gonna be to undo it, would you have to undo it. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, leave a like, leave a comment to tell me what you thought. What you thought of the setup. I tried something, I'm not sure it's working, but maybe it is. Leave a comment to let me know what you do for your pets, if you have any, if you do anything, what you would think of doing, or just to tell me anything you want to tell me in the comments. It's allowed to. Yeah, share with a friend if you think that they'd enjoy it. Have a nice Mabon if you celebrate it. Have a nice start of fall. Hope you're getting all the pumpkin spice you dream about. And I see you later.